Alrighty, I think my mic is working now. Maybe? Maybe not. Alright. Instagram is sort of maybe kind of uploading. Okay. Alright. And then what did I do now? Okay. Did I mess up? Alright. There's that. Okay. And then that just made me realize I forgot to boost this. Let's add that one. And let's do Illustrator for iPad here. I think we're okay. All right, all is good. I've got that, and I've got that, and I've got Twitter done, so all is good there. Oh, it's just been kind of, not really sure what to draw today. I think I had, what did I have in my book? Of course, not in this book. It would have to be in the old book. Old book, which I just switched out because I went to the last page. Oh, I could do a new yay with mouth. That would be fun. I think I could. Oh, that would be an interesting one if I did that. He could be flapping his little digits, his little peats. Let me go ahead and I'm going to show some other. Let's do this one real quick. This one I was really happy with, and this was kind of my first two-piece interaction, like a character interacts with a surface and the surface also reacts to the weight and the force applied to it. So I thought that one was a lot of fun with the mushroom. Took me a while to figure out, but I got it. And I think everything looks appropriately bouncy. For some reason I'm not shaky today, but when I think about it, I'm shaky. But then this one was another good one. This one was jump and land. That was what I was practicing there. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so I just got a note back from a client on something I had sent her, so that was cool. They are happy. It's always good to have a happy client. Let me see. This was a cute one. This one was the first walk cycle I did. This one was, I was trying so hard to make it look, I wasn't too happy with this one. I wanted to do more, but I spent so much time on these little flowers. All right, let's see, what else do we got? I've got the first little wave. This was actually the first thing I tried. This is before I did. And this one was waving in the wind, the first time I did any background elements. And this one was dancing. That one was like second one. And I still love the bounciness of the music notes. What else do I need to show? No, let's do the hug. I wish this one had done better than it did. I mean, I thought it would be really a good one, but, you know, I guess I can't hang success on, you know, social media response, because you never know what will be good and what will be bad. I need to start putting together stuff so like, what I'd like to do is definitely I'll have like this one. I'll have that one playing on loop. Maybe I'll have a 3-up. I could do this one, and then maybe, definitely Butterfly. And this one. So that one would be a great 3-up that I could just have them looping for maybe 15-20 seconds beside each other on the background. And then maybe the dance and some of the smaller ones, like definitely the dance could be a set. This could be a set. And that could be a set. And I'd want to throw the hug one in there, definitely, maybe on its own. So the whole idea would be to have, because right now I've got a booth reel that is just static images, and I'd want to throw in some of those animations that I've done, like here. I mean, probably this one, yeah, I could definitely get that formatted to the larger screen. My original idea was to do some sort of an anime type opening, but realistically, I just don't know if that could happen. I mean, by the end of July, I mean, I would have to, well, first of all, I'd have to start working on it, but that would be about 1.5 minutes of footage, and I would have to go down a rabbit hole of all of my old anime opening music video collections that I've got. I don't know. It's something to think about. Let's see, what do we got here? I don't know if I want to do, let me just go ahead and do let's go, no, there we go. Let's do that. Drop this. And now I need to figure out what I want to do. I really kind of don't. I switched my iPad on Reflector to it just doesn't look right. No. There we go. That just doesn't look right to me. All right, that's better. All right, so now we need to fix. Of course, nothing is on. And I think I figured out a little bit of how to work with the animation software, always, you know, kind of picking up my darn pinky. I can keep this color. I can keep it in the history if I do a certain thing with it. And I actually honestly can't remember what that certain thing is, but I figured it out last time. Alright, so let's see here. What do I even want to do? This is going to be my first rough sketch kind of idea phase. and we'll see what comes of it. I'm gonna probably already chewed up about a fourth of my stream time today, so let's see what we want to do here. I wonder if I could make a floof spin, like do a twirl, like a pirouette. That's gonna be difficult as heck. How would I even do that? It's a round ball and I would have to do... If this is the ground, that would be taking this, because I've never really turned an object before. So maybe that is the challenge today, is to take an object and turn it and figure out how that, because there's going to be a foot pointing out. You know what I wish I had? There is a brilliant turnaround of Rapunzel from Tangled that Glenn Keane did for the animators, I guess for the 3D sculptors or whatever, their reference. She's holding the frying pan and he just turns her around. And I think the page I'm thinking of in that art book has the entire sequence, but I don't have a Tangled art book for some reason. Those are two big holes in my art book collection, the Tangled art book and the How to Train Your Dragon art book. Those are two massive holes that I need to actually fix. I also need to get Rise of the Guardians. That one's such a great movie, and I'm sad that they didn't do more of that series. Probably would be a good time to watch it, since a big arc of it is around Easter. So let's just do... Oh my God, I think I've been talking for literally 20 minutes and I didn't notice my mic was off. Thank you, Toodles. How are you doing? Good to see you. I don't know how to animate a foot from behind. Is that how it's gonna look? And this foot is way off. This foot is way off. I am gonna have so much trouble with balance here. So this is the ground. I think this whole floof needs to move over, is what the problem is. All right, let's just erase. Let's erase everything and start again, because I am so far off of the mark. It would just be better to start over. All right, here we go, starting over. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, this was I think I set this up for Adobe when I was trying to stream Illustrator in Adobe on Behance. Oh heck, no, I need the back version of this floof. Boop, boop, boop. All right, you are balanced on one. Let's just draw your body line. So maybe I can, actually, maybe it would be like this. He's still off. Because his little, oh, I think I got it. I think his little tootsie is pointed out that way. And then his little arms are pointed out this way. Okay, so side, front, spin, back, and then now other side. Behance is a beast I haven't explored yet. I feel like I need to. Well, the thing with Behance is that they used to have, well, I haven't gone back to figure it out, but I think they, at least to their streamers, they told us they were shutting the streaming program down. So to my knowledge, there's no more streaming on Behance. It hasn't worked for me since like sometime in November or December though. So I ran into a problem that my stream would just like, it was like, I'm not sure. It was like interfacing with the server, and the server would shut it down because it thought that I was like doing a DOS attack or something. It just was like multiple connections, and then it just kind of timed me out. And so yeah, they kind of did what they did on Twitch, honestly, because they came to Twitch and did the whole creative channel, and they're like, okay, we took what we learned and we built our own Behance and own streaming service, and then they figured out, yeah, we don't want to maintain that. So I believe they've actually come full circle and are doing some Twitch stuff as well as YouTube again. I think they're trying to push back onto Twitch. At least I've seen some of those streams, and yeah. So, all right, nose point over here. Oh, that's not going to be right. So we need to be back here. I need to make sure you are balanced with your little tushy. That's not right. So we have ears and ears. And this is just really, really bad trying to figure out how to do this. And my foot, oh my gosh, where's my foot going to be? Because the foot, this is the other foot that he's spinning on. Oh dear. So other foot is going to be out like that. And this foot is going to be here. So he should probably be, the peat arm is going to be like out like this. Oops, you're switching back to the wrong color. Why would you ignore my hand like I've told you to so many times before? Oh my gosh, he might spin. He might spin. I don't blame him. Twitch is struggling as it is. It doesn't seem like a model that's really set for... Yeah, no, it just... I think that, man, I don't know. It just... I went on to Twitch not long ago, and it was really weird because there were like no face streamers. They were all VTubers, and then of course there was that whole thing where they briefly allowed more, I don't know what you call it. I think they tried to allow like, they tried to allow like tasteful nudity and stuff on the art streams, but they just took it and ran. And so of course they got like shut down in 24 hours. But yeah, when I went there around that time, it was like all VTubers, and it was just a very different thing. Yeah, it was very different. And I do miss the old Twitch creative days, you know, because it was so inspiring to see all those different creators. All right, I'm gonna see, how does this spin? It's gonna, oh gosh, he's spinning. He's spinning. Not very good, but he's sort of spinning. All right, let's see. Let's give him, I think I took away his ground. So let's give him his ground back in some of these frames so I can actually draw it better when it comes time to draw it for reals. There's your ground. And it's moving. Let's try and make it not move. So let's draw this footer. There we go. Hey Curfy, welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's a tough one to allow. I wander on Twitch Creative and it's not the same. No. He's gonna take off. He's spinning. That would be, oh, that would be a perfect ending if he just bloop, goes up. Like, I'll spin him for like 10 seconds and then he just lifts off and goes up into the air. I could probably do that. All right, so, and then he ends up back at the front. So rough sketch wise, I think this could work. And I could put little bits and pieces of ground cover and like stuff around him. Maybe some little plants and stuff, like he's spinning in a meadow or something. But I'm trying to think. So if I want to slow this down, do I want to ease in so like I put, okay. I feel like if I put a, if I ease one after this one, and then I ease in right on this and ease out, and then that would make him fast through the spin, slow down on the turn, and then I feel like it would be, might be okay. So what it, motion-wise, it would look like, ooh, 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 something like that. But I think as long as I stick to these, that will be okay. Gives me Totoro vibes. Oh, I forgot his whiskers. I need to do his whiskers. All right, there we go. All right, let's try to, first of all, because I need the whiskers. I think whiskers are kind of sitting in the same area. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, ease, and then I'll ease in and out. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 to ease into this one from here. So the end will be 9 frames. All right, let's do it. First of all, let me come in here. I need to drop these guys down so I can actually see what I'm doing on my proper line art layer. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Go. So. Okay, and nope, you gotta change your frame. There we go. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to just get these frames done. So these 4 spin frames, let's do a new track. Let's hit done here, and I'm gonna do a new track. And this is gonna be my actual proper line art frame. So I'm gonna redraw these properly, and then I will go back in and do the easing on each side of the main frames. All right, so now right here, let's go. I'm gonna do one more thing. Actually, let's just do it on this frame. I'm gonna draw the ground, at least the basic ground, and then I will draw the rest. Let's just do that. So I have a firm base for the animation. Oops. So I like where this is going here. Let's just kind of give myself some room. Oh, I shouldn't draw that right now because, well, let's just risk it for the biscuit. I know nothing is going to show up down here. lost in my line artwork. Have you been liking Dreams? I got it but never sat down to figure it out. It does take a little bit to get used to it. What I did was I got, Schoolism has a Procreate Dreams course, and I've started that, but I honestly got a good amount of startup, like getting to know the program info from YouTube. I watched a couple of quick start, like 12 to 13 minute videos on it, and that got me enough to understand my way, be able to think my way around the timeline, and do what I needed to do. I don't like how that looks. I'm gonna leave it for now. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna leave it for now because it looks like poo. There we go. That's better. I'll change it later if I need to. Alright, so now that I've got my ground where he's going to be standing, let's hit done. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drag that out so I have it throughout my first 4 frames, and then once I adjust and add more frames, I'll make this longer. So now, new track. And this is going to be Floof. Titan says never touched Dreams before. You know, I'm torn as to whether I would recommend it or not, because I mean, it's not been updated in like over a year, and they made this big announcement in December where like we've got all of these awesome things coming, and it's going to be in early 2025, and we still are in early 2025 for maybe about 15 more days. And then we're like in the middle of the year already. So, and there's been no drop of, now of course I could be saying that and they could have done it today, but I haven't heard or seen anything about it. But one of the big things in here that irritates me is they did not launch it with the capability to export animated GIFs directly from the program. You've actually got to export your transparent PNGs and then take it out into something like regular Procreate to assemble it into a GIF, or Calibri I think is another one. Not that I can say anything since I animate in Photoshopping. See, I used to do that too. I would draw my frames in Illustrator and then I would take them into Photoshop and just use the timeline feature in there, and it was so just ridiculously step intense. There had to have been a better way, but hey, I could draw things fast, so I guess that's good. All right. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Curfy. Well, thank you so much for lurking. I don't mind if you lurk. It's wonderful. That was one of the things I used to do on Twitch a lot, and that's what inspired me to start streaming. I was lurking on Twitch streamers streams as I worked myself, and then, you know, it kind of got me into the community, and, you know, I started making friends and like, hey, I want to stream too. And so, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, lurking has a special place in my heart. All right, whoops, I need to make that bigger. All right, let's try. Ooh, was that too big? All right, so this is going to be frame numero uno. I've tried Illustrator for some production merch commissions I had, but now I use Clip Studio Paint. I still use Illustrator for pretty much like everything. I do love regular Procreate though, because it's so much fun and I don't have to be sitting here. I can just take my iPad out and, you know, go wherever and just draw. And I don't have to think about things mechanically like I do with Illustrator. Like, how do I break this down so I do this, you know, with the tools I have here. No. I do not. Nope. There we go. Nope. There we go. Why are you acting this way, pencil? Seriously. Being a bozo. There we go. All right. And so we're going to have, he's going to be serious. He's going to be a serious spinning floof right now. And so I have to get this right. I feel like it's not. I feel like he's going to be off center. I can always move him over though. You ever touch Illustrator? There's definitely a learning curve, and it can definitely inspire lots of frustration. Nice, it's a benefit of Procreate Dreams. Yeah. Oh, and there's another. See, I've been thinking that I've heard of another thing, because I am frustrated that this doesn't have all the capability I want it to. Like, I really want to update my Jiffy GIFs account in a efficient, quick manner, but I can't really do that because now if I do it in here, if I draw in here, I may as well just draw in Procreate, because I mean I have to take all of these frames out into Procreate anyway. As things stand currently, unless they updated this morning. Yeah. Okay, let's... Whoop! Nope. I need to move him over. Alright, let's just move him over. I think I'm on the wrong thing. I want to move you over just a smidgy. Nope, I don't want to make you smaller. I want to move you. There we go. Alright. Can I draw you? Sure. I find I get a lot of attention when I draw on my iPad at the cafe. It's still blue. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool, though. I want to... So I have one here that's kind of close I'd like to go to. I also have a really good Starbucks. And it's kind of a sneaky one, because you look at it from the outside and it's kind of like, you know, a Harry Potter tent, because you walk inside and it's huge, but from the outside it looks tiny. So, and they have a lot of nice little city spaces. And so I'm thinking one day I might do that. Okay, I just need to stop overthinking this curve. Alright, so I'm just going to do for this, for his footer is behind his body right now. Maybe just slightly. Seriously. Alright. And I might need to draw his eyes a little closer. But let's get his little Pete in here. Oh, that's a risky move. Because he's not fully facing the front if I bring his hand over. I don't like his hand like that. I don't like his eyes like that. We're gonna change that. To be a much gentler smile, like a serene, maybe not. I won't do that to this floof. This floof is going to be in this stream. I redraw an eye 1,000,000 times. All right, we're gonna call it good enough for right now. Let's clean this little guy up right there. All right, spin one, complete. Arm, no, arm. It's too low. All right, let's try that again. I feel really. There. Let's bring him. Oh. Once again, I need to get one of those. There we go. It's a little. There we go. I want him to be up a little bit. And since I seemingly undid that section. Okay, next we have the slide profile. With quick search, it looks like they somewhat recently dropped an update to prep for what's to come. Okay. We want to give you an update, but we're not going to give you an update yet. We're holding back on that update. All right. Whiskers. Okay, I like his little booty back here, but I need to make sure that the size of this floof works with what was over here in this first one. So I feel like I need to increase the booty. And there's my little footer out, and then our arm is like this. And I gotta make sure my arm is about as big as that one. And then other arm is going to be behind the body, so we don't need to draw that, but I do, however, need to keep his foot on the ground. Oh, and whiskies. Whoop, whoop. I feel like his foot has grown fatter because I did not draw him well. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I can edit later. All right, so now we do the back, from the back. And this is where I have the weird foot issue. How long have I been, whatever that means, yes. We're gonna give you an update because we see you complaining online, but we're not ready to give you the real update. So we're just gonna sort of not update you, but really try and address the heat that we're getting, I guess. How long have I been animating for? Well, I started doing, I did some initial efforts like in 2019, and that was when I was working on Illustrator and in conjunction with Photoshop. And that was good. I did some really challenging things just starting out. Like I had Momo fly in from the side, bounce on a cupcake, and then bounce out. That was difficult, but that was probably one of my favorite ones because I had to draw two objects reacting to each other and the force that was applied, which was kind of like... actually, here, let me just pause for a second and show you... this is what I did a couple weeks ago. kind of in a similar vein. I had two objects that I was animating and they were reacting to forces applied. And so this floof was jumping, so he had to be squishy. And then he had to, and then this, of course, mushroom had to look bouncy and fluffy enough to cause this, you know, height he's getting. So that one was a lot of fun. It took me a while to figure out, but I'm really happy that I, you know, kind of went through with it. Yeah, no, that one was a lot of fun, Doodles. And so that was 2019, and then I stopped, and then I just recently started picking this back up, like at the beginning of this year. So that was one that I was really proud of that I did recently. This one was fun too. So what I was doing here, so I approached these all having like a goal of something I want to practice. So this one, I wanted him to turn and jump and land. So I needed to have that perception of weight and lift, like he's jumping and landing on something, and I had the little grassy bits flying everywhere. That's what I was practicing there. And then he waddles off. And then let's see. This one was kind of my first walk cycle. And in Dreams, you can do what they call performance mode. And essentially you can kind of animate something in place and then use performance mode to drag it across the screen, and it'll record that motion. That's how I did that butterfly right there. And it's really frustrating because I've not figured it out, because sometimes I'll pick up the butterfly and try to move it and I'll actually blow it up in scale. It's frustrating. So I've kind of paused working with performance mode for now. But that's the way I did, that's why I did these leaves. I just drew the leaf once and then I used performance mode to move it across the screen and kind of rotate it. And then of course the floof is animated frame by frame on that one. And let me see. Yeah, this one was the first one I did on stream. Did a little bit of squash and stretch there. I just wanted to make him bounce and dance. All right, so back to our spinny boy. Let's go here. There we go. I've been around for a while. Love you, Doodles. Usually I would just draw it many times so the feet would feel planted. Yep. Or move it in a way that makes it feel planted. Yeah. No, it's a little tricky. And I saw something that was on, I think I was looking back at my, my guide Animate, what is it? Richard Williams Animator's Survival Kit. There's a really great section on how to show weight and just gravity in the drawings. And so I went back over that, and that was something I did. That was something I kind of followed along with when I started out in 2019. I was reading that and I was like, okay, let's take this chapter that I just read and try to do it. And so that's why I kind of went where I did with some of those animations, because one chapter was on, the forces and showing, how to animate that. And then there was I was working on easing, trying to figure out easing, slowing things down, speeding things up. Do I want to show his shoulder, or do I just want to have him completely from the back? Well, let's give him a little bit more pick-me-up on this little peep. Oh, no, that's too much. That's too much. I'm going to call that okay for now. Boop, boop, boop. And then my next is facing the right. Yeah, gravity is hard. Yes. Great book. There's some helpful advice, not something I would follow intensely. No, I like... There was another thing I watched that was on timing, and that was more on a traditional almost timing sheet. And certain things click with me and then certain things don't. And I just feel like that clicked well and the Richard Williams clicked well. All right, let's get this. Let's get this Floof. I've got his nose. I'm just gonna go for it like... Wait. No, that's too much. All right, let's... Ear. Ear. This ear is in shadow because it's behind the head, and we did that on the other side. All right, and we need to exercise the booty. And we're still... Okay, this is the tricky one because this has the pointed leg like that, and then... this out. Whiskers. And since his arms are like here, except let's make it thinner at the top because that's where light is going to be hitting, and then the underlines are going to be a little bit heavier. Maybe that'll work. Or, maybe I just fill this in because this is under his body completely and we have the other foot back out. This is a twirl, right? Yes. This is a twirl. And I'm just doing the main ones right now. I think I'm going to do an ease on each side of these main frames just to kind of slow it down a little bit and speed it up. But I'm just trying to get the main thing figured out here. So now that I have that, we've got our twirl, and our whiskies aren't bouncing very much, but that's okay. 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 All right. I think we're good here. I think I can go ahead and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and I'm going to group it, and then I'm going to hide my group. And now I can see everything without interruption. All right, so he's spinning. I don't like that. I definitely need something between... I feel like he's doing a little something like that. All right. All right, all right, here we go, here we go, here we go. So now what I'm gonna do, so I'm going from here to here, so I need something that is, right. We're just gonna turn him a little bit. Since he's moving this way, I imagine his whiskers on this side would drag a little. So I'm gonna drag them just a little bit and pop them down a little bit. Maybe these, since he's spinning this way, would spin a little closer to his head. So this is going to be a little bit more hidden behind his body now. And this one, we're going to see a little bit of it. And now let's erase this because his paw is on front side of his body. There we go. So a little turn. All right, let's see how that went. And let's drag this up. Definitely made it a little bit. Ooh, maybe I won't need to do as much because he pauses and does that little, maybe just at the sides, like going, I definitely need to slow him down at other spots. All right, so, whoops. All right, so I've got this, he's going fast. And then do I want to have just a I think I'm going to do exactly what I wanted to do before. But I want to have it closer to this. I need to make my onion skins. I need to make them darker. Give me that, so I can see you better. Oh, that's not good. Let's do this. Just gonna take it up a smidge. Hopefully that won't be so bad. All right, now, okay, now I can see things, even though it's making things a little bit worse, but it's okay. So he's this way. So what I want to do is how are we going to get here to here? So I'm going to have half of an eye probably. He's going to be just a little bit more. But then I have to get back to, okay. And this ear, just a tiny bit. And this ear is going to be like this, and maybe I'm going to start closing that out. I'm going to just have to sketch my way through this one, I think. That eye is horrendous. Because we don't have cheek yet. We don't have cheek yet. Why am I trying to draw cheek when I don't have cheek? Well, maybe we're sorry, we don't have nose yet. That's what it is. Another part of the stream where I draw an eye 50,000 times before I get it right. That's good enough for now. I can smooth that out later. Let's figure out this eye. Because it's... So if I draw his body line is like this. That usually helps me. Better. But now I drew a body line which messes everything up. So now I just have to remember what it looks like. Maybe. Do. Oh, that's going to be even more difficult. Getting the... Ooh. Let's see how this looks from the beginning. Oh, he's slower. Oh, whoops, I forgot to... There we go. Kind of like how he pauses and, you know, maybe... What I don't like is that I don't like this right here. I think I need to put an ease here. But I kind of like how fast he spins. But I need to do something with this that makes it look... Maybe add one in between this one and this one. Because I don't like that flash right there. And maybe one on each side of this. Kind of like he's flipping his foot out to give him momentum. I like that. But I don't want to lose it. All right, so let's do one more and then I'm gonna pause the stream there. So let's fix this little bit right here. I want to do, so I need to do, gosh, what do I need to do? I don't like that, how I've drawn that. What if I just change the way I drew that? Just make it like a short dip. I still think he needs to slow down. Though I need one in here. Closer to this frame, further from this frame. So closer to this frame, further from this frame. How the heck am I supposed to do that? All right. So his eye is going to be probably not even there. No, his eye's not. I don't know if his eye's going to be there. So this... I'm just going to have to sketch this out because I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's just get the body right. Let's just get... So I want him to be like this. I've got to make something that's easy to erase if I actually get my line right. That's still a big jump, but I think it's a better... Grrr. All right, let's just see how that looks on... Oh. Get that out of here. Let's just see how that looks. All right. And let's extend... Hello. Extend you. There we go. I think I'm having trouble with the ears blocking those out. I need to either stick with one or do none. Maybe a little drag in the mid frame to have him pick up speed for the rest of the turnaround. Ooh, I like that. Because right now it looks like that leg is kind of sweeping and it's what's carrying him through. But the blackout on his ears is distracting to me, so I need to fix that. Oops. Wrong track. There we go. All right, so I have a couple of frames where his ears are blacked out. There we go. So we're just going to come in here and do a happy little erase. And hope this works and doesn't look atrocious. That one looked atrocious. All right, let's see if that looks any better. A little bit better. Still not happy with that boop boop here. I do like how it looks here, but not... What if I just take off that? Let's try that. So we have a... Okay. I think I need one more in between. I think I need one more in between this and this. No, sir. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right. Oh, no. There we go. Now we have our ground. All right. So this is going to be additionally difficult because I don't have my first frame for reference. So what I'm going to do, come in here, copy. I'm going to come in here and here. I'm going to do one thing. I'm not going to growl at my program, even though it's being a bum. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to paste. So I have my reference of where he's supposed to be. And then I'll just delete that frame later. So I'm going here. Let's erase you. Let's do this again. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to start to show the eyes. Wait a minute. Oh shoot, I'm getting lost. Okay, foot is down. Foot. Okay. I just messed up. He's on his right foot. Sorry, left foot. Just gotta figure this out. Well, let's see if this will work. Alright, we're going to delete you. I think that's a little better. I wonder if this is one where you can reverse the way he's spinning depending on how you look at it. I don't think so. Wait a minute, did I mess up on one of my arms? I think I need to bring that one. His foot is technically completely behind him now. Foot. I think I need to drop this arm. I might need one more. Curious. Yeah, no, his thing just disappears. All right, let's add him back in. There's a bobble right here. I feel like that shows how the... But what if I just bring less of it? Kind of want to fill in that ear again. Yeah, I don't like it. I might have to let this sit for a minute. But I think it's good so far. I'm just gonna have to probably tweak tonight, maybe figure out, or just let it sit for a minute actually. I probably just need to let it sit. Maybe, I wonder. One thing I want to do here before I go, strengthen this line. I think that might bring a little bit more. And I think I definitely need to stop looking at this. I may add a smile just to help with the I definitely need to stop looking at this because I'm starting to go cross-eyed here. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm happy with it so far. This is a challenge that I've not done before. So, but yeah, he's certainly twirling. So we accomplished mostly what we wanted to do. Anyway, I think that'll be it for me today. Let me switch to my ending screen. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back on Thursday and I will be drawing comics in Adobe Illustrator if you want to see how I put my comics together. Otherwise, I will be animating again on next Tuesday. Tuesdays are, for the foreseeable future, animation days where I'm just trying to learn and figure things out. And then I do my comic streams on Thursdays. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, Doodles. Good to see you again, Titan, and my lurkers. I had another lurker in here. Insa, thank you for joining. Cruffy, all my other lurkers. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you next time.